Going back though, okay, so you're dating this guy, all these negative things.
Yeah.
Except for the bipolar, that was neutral, I guess. You dated him from 20 to 32.
I know.
He took up a lot of years.
Yeah. I know, my best years.
I'm just from the guy's perspective, hearing all these negative things, and maybe it's the case that men appreciate peace in a relationship more than women. Maybe. But it's like some women, not all women, but is it like some maybe love this sort of roller coaster? Like, are you addicted to that excitement?
Think with him, it got to a point where we were feeding off of each other's energy because we knew. I think we were together for so long, we knew exactly where each other's buttons were. Like, we knew each other better than we knew ourselves to a degree.
Sounds toxic.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And you said during this like 12, 13-year relationship, you only saw one other guy.
Yes.
The guy you dated for 3 years or whatever.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, how do you, I guess my question is like, how do you go from all that chaos to just dating a normal, good, well-adjusted man?
Well, I never said he was completely well-adjusted. The other
guy.
The
other guy.
Yeah.
No, but like, I mean in general, like, how do you go?
I think he felt very safe and he felt very different than the guy that I had been with, and I was looking like for that safety and to feel like comfortable, like that I think he really, really liked me, like, and I knew that, and so I felt really safe in that. But it wasn't actually a good relationship where we were both. I think I was kind of using him to a degree to get over my ex-boyfriend.
You gave up 13 years of your life.
I thought we were gonna have kids and get married one day. You know.
What? This is the guy you wanted.
The crazy guy. I know.
It's the I can fix us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Have you heard the
100%.
saying you can do
I'm in love,
anything
chaos.
to a woman except bore her?
Yes, I have that written down in my notes.
Yeah.
Gangster.
So this
It
will
is
explain
so
too.
true. I just
Wait, what?
You can do anything to a woman except bore her. And it's the most
that
true
quote.
statement that, I mean, if you really think about the things that you're attracted to and where you start to lose the spark with somebody, it's when it gets comfortable and it's when it's too safe and it's boring.
Yeah.
It's facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Agreed.
It's facts.
I'm also an only child. My parents were never married, but they lived together my whole life. So that's super complicated. I basically watched them growing up just like annoy each other enough to get like a reaction and prove that the other one still gave a shit about them.
That's
So that was my role models. So it makes it tough.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you felt like really trapped in it too? Because I feel like that's something that before I started dating my fiance, I would like feel trapped to dating these terrible guys.
I do, because I feel like I was always the excuse for my parents. Well, we're doing this for you. We're staying together for you. But it's like, if they had just split up and I would have saw them in a happy relationship, I feel like that would have been so much more beneficial.
Yeah.
You know? But
It does sort of, we were talking about stereotypes earlier, and you mentioned the thing about when you can do anything but bore a woman, basically. There's this sort of stereotype that seems to exist in women, but not so in men. Like, men aren't really like chasing after the bad girls. But women are attracted to bad boys, jerks, assholes. But there's not really that corresponding thing in men, which I find interesting.
That is more of a masculine trait, right?
I don't think it's a masculine trait. My theory, and it's just a theory, is that the reason why women might be attracted to, there's this term called hybristophilia, like attraction towards criminality, essentially. My thought process, my theory on why that could be, is that one of the things women look for in men is the ability to protect, to be a protector. And a man who's more willing, and also to provide too, a man who's more willing to bend the rules to procure resources could, in some conceivable survival situation, be more capable of providing and protecting.
Yeah.
Also, a man who has greater capacity for violence could be deemed more attractive because they're more prepared to be violent and protect her in some sort of
evolutionarily, like if you boil it down to like caveman times, right? The most alpha one would kill the least one if it meant protecting the tribe or just like, you know, and a criminal sort of like evokes these visceral feelings from women. This is why like murderers are in jail with pen pals and with women that will come for conjugal visits. Because it does something to your loins or whatever.
A lot of women love chaos. They love adrenaline. They love the thrill because it entertains them and they're never bored.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the website, but there's literally a website where you can look up mugshots and like find their address and like send them later. Like I've seen TikToks of like girls be like, oh, let me go on the site and see which one I want to send mail to. Like,
to your credit, that is a good point. There is a higher there's a higher number of women who will like reach out to men in prison, for example, looking to start some sort of romantic relationship. They'll be pen pals with these men. They'll pursue romantic relationships with these men. Some men do that too, but there's a much higher percentage of women that do this. And but yeah, it's definitely, that's a great point, Madison, that there does seem to be this thing where it's like a lot of women would prefer to be with like a kind of toxic but exciting guy versus kind of like the just kind of maybe a little dull, boring, good guy but dull and boring.
I've been both of those guys. I've seen the difference between my dating life.
I also think it has to do with like sometimes the way that the women grow up, because if you're around criminality more, if your family is like gang members, or like if you just grow up in like that type of community, you're more used to it, so it's like not crazy to you. Like it's normal.
Also like childhood like trauma or like not having the father around. I think that's what makes girls want to attracted to that type of guy.
Let me just drop a Bible verse here. Proverbs 21:19. Better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome and nagging wife.
How is the wife nagging in this situation?
What do you mean?
Like, what does that have to do with what we're
I'm
talking
saying
about?
right now. No.
I'm saying like I think men place a far greater value on peace in a relationship than women do.
Do you feel that way?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to feel like completely safe in a relationship with a woman? I heard you say before you might not want to ever get married, right?
Yes.
So what's the goal? Like a life partner, just not with the contract?
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's
don't want the
that's the
government getting
dream.
involved.
Don't want the government involved. But yeah, I mean, like one of the biggest things I think is it. Actually, you were there when we had Orion on. Maybe you can recall exactly what Orion said. But I think one of the biggest things that a woman can do to make herself appealing to a man is, it was do you remember? Inoffensive. Being inoffensive. Now I think bringing peace. Orion's thing was like, well, you should have peace in your life already.
Yeah.
But my thing is, peace is lack of chaos, I think.
Yeah.
Do you want that?
Lack of chaos?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You don't want any chaos.
No chaos.
You have the most chaotic podcast on
That's
the
the
internet.
thing. So in my relationship,
okay, in your relationship,
I already deal with
Okay.
like, I think that's the thing with like, especially like men who are entrepreneurs or business owners or any guy that's like out there grinding.
Yeah.
Like we're already fighting the world, and we don't want to be fighting with our girl in a
Right.
relationship. I want like total peace in my relationship. So yeah, being inoffensive, I think, or was that?
And it was just like respecting your man, or like showing him a lot of
respect and
like,
being inoffensive.
respecting him no matter what.
Like a girl who's always quarreling, nagging, arguing, taking issue with like little things.
What about a really calm girl but chaotic surroundings, so she could tell you stories every day? Like very interesting.
Wait, what do you mean? Like she's calm?
She's calm, but the people she surrounds herself, the people she surrounds, like her friends, just are
She's
doing the
not
wildest
calm.
things, and she can always tell you about it.
I think friends can have a massive influence on you, and I would question typically, if you have a group of 5 like say they're all drug dealers, but one is like the goody two shoes. I feel like eventually that one might end up
Wow.
slinging some crack. Just saying.
Well, they say you're the sum of like the closest 5 people around you, right?
Yeah.
I feel like men don't really care about being entertained to the extent that women do. Also.
Yeah, just
so like, you probably don't even want to hear their stories.
Patrice O'Neill. I don't know if you guys know him. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah.
He's got this. He's got the saying is, how does it go? Maybe chat can help me. It goes something like, we want you around.
Oh yeah.
Wait, do you know?
We want you around, but we don't want you around. It's like you want the comfort of having a woman, right, or a partner, and not having them there all the time.
Let me just.
Like, we
Google
want
it
you
to
with
make
us,
sure.
but not. Yeah.
Not really with us.
Yeah.
It goes. Men. Wait, hold on. Men want to be alone, but we don't. Sorry, fuck. It's not loading. Men want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves.